Broadcasting from Silicon Valley, California, this is Conversations with Jennylyn.
You are watching Conversations with Jennylyn, and today my guest is Sharon Rea. She has been on this show before, and I've heard from a lot of people telling me how much they enjoyed that interview, so I decided to invite her again. Sharon is the founder of Our Hope, Their Future. She's an international speaker, and I don't want to spend all the time telling you of everything she does because it will take more than 30 minutes to do that. So Sharon will share that with us herself. Sharon, welcome to Conversations with Jennylyn a second time.
Thank you very much. I'm getting quite used to this.
Well, we're loving having you. So today, I thought that you can share all of your new ventures that you have just started. You're working on lots of amazing projects that many people could benefit from. So I will let you share those with us.
Okay, well, the first one that's launching is a global initiative, and it's launching on the 14th of December.
Yeah.
And it's called New Way Networking International, or NWN for short. And what it is taking business networking and putting together ethics and morals around education plus information equals empowerment. When you start a new business first, you start it full of passion and full of vim and vigor, and everything is going to be perfect. And then all of a sudden you realize that you're having to wear the hat of an accountant, graphic designer, social media expert, and the list goes on. And then you realize that you're working 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, and your world shrinks. Your world shrinks to that of your computer, your office, and trying to attract potential customers. Now, with buying and the psychology behind buying, is that people will only purchase from people that they know, like, and trust. So how do you create this? How do you actually create clients? Well, you network. Unless you're selling an end product, which is physical, to a load of shops, or you're lucky enough to have a contract, then you need to network. Then you need to get your name out there. You need to get your product out there. So what I've decided to do is that each country is individual. And what this global pandemic has demonstrated is that this is a world without borders. There is no borders. There's no borders internationally. When you look at the globe from outer space, no borders there. So why can't we work internationally? Why can't an industry in Texas or a company in Texas work with a company in Ireland? Why can't a company in LA work with a company in Kenya? That is totally possible. So, and then I looked at the way business networking is carried out as a whole. And so the way I worked it out is to create a business network in each country, and to create it in such a way that they have their own network. However, because it's international, and those people that subscribe to the full program, they will be able to jump in and out of meetings anywhere in the world. That's the first thing. Second thing is that they will automatically be added to a directory of businesses worldwide. Third thing is that on top of meeting other businesses, they will also get education and information on how to empower themselves and on how to achieve their goals as a business owner. Now, people are kind of going to ask me, why are you empowering the business owner? Because without the owner being empowered, then the business doesn't work. If the owner is not aware of the way he or she is functioning and their stress levels and what they're at and what their steps are that they can do to mitigate anything that's happening, then it's likely you're going to achieve a state called burnout, where you're going to be in bed for a week and then lose valuable traction time on your business. So that's the first thing. The second thing is everything is changing constantly.
Right.
So how do you keep up to date in a very evolving and fast moving world? So we're going to do this in a number of ways. In each country, the country leader will actually be posting on a regular okay, we'll start again on that one. The leader from each country will be posting up-to-date information on grants, subsidies, and funding that's available for each business, and also what's available for each business in a support way. However, also on the groups, the big international groups, every week there's a different topic that I will be going into. So in the week that's just gone by, we've done SMART goals. And every day has been one of the letters, S-M-A-R-T. So we had 5 days, 5 letters. And next week is going to be about stress. But this week we're going to be talking about a bucket. So at what point is your bucket overflowing? So it's going to be very much a case of, right, we'll talk about goals, we'll talk about you, but ultimately you have to make the two of them mix. Then we come to the part where on a monthly basis, for those people that subscribe, there will be a continuous personal development or a continuous professional development seminar. So it could be on sales, it could be on leadership, it could be on taking your business global, but then it could also be on self-compassion, or it could be on mindfulness, or it could be on confidence. And strangely enough, confidence is something that a lot of business owners lack, not in a bad way, but in a way that they're not able to stand up and talk about their businesses. They're not able to stand up and say, right, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing, and this is how I can help you. So confidence is a definite must. And then the other way in which we're different is a percentage of all subscriptions go straight to charity. And those charities are for, in the most part, education and information equaling empowerment. Now, I've been lucky enough to be joined in this venture by Kazi Ayaz Mahazar, who is the International Business Development Director. He has worked with the UN and he is an empowerment specialist. And both him and I will be working with each country individually around the world to create projects in each country and to also maybe subsidize existing ones. In fact, as a result of this network, already we have a musician in Nigeria after linking up with the musician in London, and they're going to be creating some international music. We have, that just happened about 2 hours ago. And on Friday, there was the formation of another company between Kenya, Spain, and the UK. So
Awesome. I am so thrilled to hear this.
So this has just happened. Literally, the network hasn't been launched yet, and this has been happening behind the scenes. Because we're changing the culture of networking within the countries, then people can actually network outside of the countries. And the thing is, you can actually try a network between UK and California, where you are, but you're looking at, 8 hours of a time difference. You can try a network between UK and Australia, and then you're looking at silly time differences. So it's a case of, instead of trying to create meetings between two countries. Let people who want to network in the States network in the States. Let people who want to network in the UK network in the UK. Let them all have the choice, but that is only open to those people that have subscribed. Now, I could have launched this about 6 weeks ago, but I've taken my time to make sure that the customer services team is in place, that all the subscription systems are in place. And we have quite a substantial backing, and we've just been told on Friday that there may be there may be a publicly listed company that will be willing to work with us. And on top of that, we're also partnering with an ethical trading platform.
Wow.
Which is to ethically allow tenders. And again, that platform is such that a percentage rate of money transacted on that platform goes to charity as well. We've got to get real. We have had a global pandemic. We still do have a global pandemic.
That's what I wanted to ask you. How is that affecting all of what you're working on? Is it making it easier or making it more challenging?
Well, the way I'm looking at it is we have the technology. We've got Zoom, which is an amazing platform to carry out these meetings on a weekly basis, because in each country there's going to be a Zoom meeting once a week initially, until the demand gets higher, and then it can go to 2 or 3 times a week. The same in the US, the same in the UK, the same in the Republic of Ireland, the same in Canada. And I do know that we have meetings ready to launch in Canada, America, Kenya, Nigeria, Zambia, Uganda, Pakistan, India, and the UK. So that's 10 countries we have ready to launch. And I have been just told earlier on that there is another 2 countries that will be coming into the mix as well. So what it's doing is it's enabling, I mean, I'll put it out there. I mean, my guy that does my video editing, he's based in Kenya. Amazing guy, but without the pandemic, I wouldn't have found him. And the thing is, because he's got his finger on the pulse of a lot of other nations, it's opened up a whole new world to me as such. And the amount of talent that's around the world is amazing. So it's actually taking companies and allowing them to create their own future. It's allowing people to create their own future. It's allowing individuals to empower themselves, but also because of the way it's set up, it's allowing empowerment to happen through communities. Now, in certain parts of the world, part of the money that's been held back is going to a project called Safe Haven. And this project called Safe Haven is going to be a refuge for every man, woman, and child that needs a refuge, that needs safety, that needs sanctuary from violence, oppression, from being persecuted because of medical conditions. And in fact, there is 4 men alive in a certain country today because I have started this project. If I didn't, they would be dead.
This is brilliant.
I'm starting to work with governments in countries to actually create this change. Now, people are saying to me, what way are you doing this? And initially, it was just a case of asking on one of the professional networking sites as to who would be interested. And then it was, okay, then right, well, we've done that bit. So I'm now working with governments to actually get it into countries. but also because of Ayaz's experience and diplomatic skills, that's really his baby, not mine. I'm straight up in between the eyes type of woman. I just, I see something, I want to change it. He's more the soft touch guy. He's the velvet glove. I'm just the iron fist.
Would you tell my viewers who he is?
Sorry?
Would you explain to the viewers who he is?
Okay. Ayaz is the International Business Development and Project Director.
Okay.
He is the former head of the UN for Education, Culture and Science in Pakistan. And I have been
impressive, I must say.
I have been extremely lucky that we both share a passion for empowerment. We both share a passion for change, and we both share a passion for allowing people to live their lives their way. So yes, it is pretty amazing. And then I've got an amazing chief operating officer as well, who comes from India. And he's a very, very experienced CEO. So he's going to take a little bit of the burden off the two of us of running this rather large enterprise on our own. And I'm lucky enough to have a brilliant team around me as well, from my VA to social media guys. Yes, I do most of my own social media, but social media these days takes up about 8 hours a day. And there is, we do need to get some more work done.
Right.
I have a book coming out next year, and as often happens, it starts off as one thing and it's now starting off a totally different thing. It's called Dare to Be You. Because you have to dare to be yourself to actually move forward in this world.
In addition to this, Sharon, you also coach people, right, who are stuck.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about that? I have quite a few friends who probably would benefit from knowing exactly what you do in this area.
Okay, basically, I take on very few one-to-one clients for the year. I take on 5 to 6 max, because I work with a person for a whole year. It's a bespoke program that is just for that person on its own. When you take into account my qualifications with body, mind, and energy, unconscious mind or spirit, whichever of the three of those that you care to use, I do what's called a total life change. So a total life change is where I've got the way I describe it is, you've got the layers of an onion. You've got an onion in your hand, and you oxidize. In time, the first layer starts to go bad. So you peel it off, and then you're left with the next fresh, shiny layer. And oxidization, after a while, starts to do the same and the same and the same. So every time you go to a therapist or whatever, you actually get another shiny layer. So basically what I do is I strip you down to the seed. I don't take you back to the core. I take you down to the seed using hypnotherapy, timeline therapy, NLP coaching, and various other modalities, plus some rather spectacular inventions and systems that I've done myself, which have been working rather phenomenally well. And what happens is, it's normally a Zoom call followed by another Zoom call, because I'm very particular about who I work with. I generally work with people who have been hiding behind a mask for years, who have had to wear a mask of professional success, who have had to go from, well, in the States you call it kindergarten, in the UK we call it nursery, in Ireland we call it baby infants or junior infants, to right the way to finishing university. And then even when you finish university, you're still studying and whatever. And then you go down the route of, married, 2.5 kids, two cars in the drive. And then we go into the whole mindset of fear. And we go into the mindset of, I have to be better and I have to do better. However, I take you off that treadmill. Mm-hmm. And I actually go, right, what do you actually want? So if someone says that they want to work with me, I will actually assess them to see if they're suitable to work with me, because I will only take, as I only have 5 or 6 places for the year, I will only take people that want to change, that really want to change, because I am not, this program lasts a full year. So then what happens is it's 3 8-hour days at the start, where we actually get to know each other, where I literally go through everything from your personal life to, sometimes it can get quite detailed. So everything about your personal life, your business, your career. If I handed you a crystal ball, or if I handed you a wish, a genie in a magic lamp, what 3 wishes would you want? Where would you want to be? So then over the 3 days, we actually get rid of everything that's imprinted in your DNA. We get rid of everything that's energetically linked to you. We also go through all the values and beliefs that you've been brought up with. And by the end of those 3 days, we actually have set out your goals and your action plan for the next year. However, this is where I get a little bit different. For an hour and a half every week for the next year, bar a couple of weeks for holidays. I think I might be allowed a couple of weeks off for holidays every now and then. I hold you accountable to make sure that you are actually changing and that you are meeting your goals. And then about 3 months before the end, I get you for another 2 days, just to make sure that you're still on the straight and narrow and that you're growing up straight and tall. And then at the end of the year, we normally say goodbye. But at that point, that person knows that I am there if they need. What I call that is your life's blueprint. And people look at me kind of going, what? Why? When you buy a TV, you get a set of instructions. When you buy a flat pack, you get a set of instructions. When you get a life, you don't get a set of instructions. So this is my client and I sitting down and working out their set of instructions for their life and how they can cope with every single little thing that comes their way. Because yes, I can take away fear, but there's always going to be something that you become afraid of. So I give you the tools on how to deal with fear.
What kind of success rate have you had with this?
100%.
And how long have you been doing it?
How long have I been working with clients? I've been working with clients 10, 11 years. But obviously my clients are individuals who pride their privacy. Obviously, I have been lucky enough to be recommended word of mouth. But obviously, again, global pandemic, things change. But then that's also opened up a whole new world to me where I can actually access people that I haven't been able to access in the past. So yes, I'm actually immensely looking forward to working with everybody. In fact, I think I may have my own website may be up and running by the end of tomorrow. But again, it's because I've never been, even though I'm trained in computers and trained in telecoms, I kind of avoided having the website. I avoided having all of the bells and whistles, as it were.
There's something you're not an expert at, Sharon?
I can figure it out.
This is great. This is great because you know, I myself could benefit from what you're offering. I'm sure a lot of people I know can. But what I've noticed over my lifetime is I've gone to so many self-development courses, and you go and you come out of there feeling rah, 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 now I'm going to do this. And we are just wired to default to habit. And so what happens is if you don't have someone constantly behind you, sort of encouraging you, then like I say, you default back to the old behaviors, and everything that you learned in this particular moment, it just gets shelved because
That's why
humans, we are so habitual.
That's why I hold you accountable every week to make sure you're not going off track, to make sure you're not going back to the default setting. One of the systems I use, I asked somebody to do it to me. And I used to have a lot, and I mean a lot, of sugar in my tea. And I drink tea quite a lot. And I haven't taken sugar in my tea 3 years and coming up for next month. But because of that, it filtered through my unconscious mind into my conscious mind, and now I don't take sugar in anything. So I use natural products, but my health has been so much better for reducing processed sugar. But everything I do, I have trained extremely hard at, but I've trained in the old-fashioned way of, the 80, 90, 100 hours of study, plus classroom work, plus practical. And then you realize that when you come out with your shiny new diploma, of which I have many, that then the work starts, because then you have to actually learn the subject and you have to learn how to do it. So that's the way it works. Mm-hmm. So I practice what I preach, and that's why the program that I do is so successful, because I don't just say, hey, up, there we go. I'm just going to let you off out the door and let you loose. And that's not going to happen, because if I don't hold you accountable, then nobody else will.
And I am so grateful that there's someone like you out there that will hold the hand of your client until they have incorporated the new principles to help them maintain that change, so that their new default will be to the change and not to the former behaviors and patterns that were compromising them to begin with. So believe it or not, we're down to 2 minutes, lady.
What?
Yes. What haven't I asked you that you want to make sure is included in this video?
Over the next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and on Saturday, I am going to be putting free Zoom links out to explain about the network, to give people the links to the ticketing website for the launch. I will be holding 3 launches, one on the 14th, one on the 16th, and one on the 18th of December. And the reason why I'm doing that is so that we can hit the ground running in January with meetings in each of the 10 countries that I listed out. So obviously between the 18th of December and the second week in January, there's a lot of work I have to do to make sure everything is running correctly. But on saying that, I want people to realize that even though COVID-19 may have changed the world, then we can rise up and we can actually change with it, so that we can show what has come out of the negative is extremely positive, where business people have the power to change the world. Business people have the power to do immense good. That's where we're at. That's where we're at with the power of this, because business people can effect change and they can create change. and through utilizing the monies that are raised through the network, then there'll be a lot of lives saved. There'll be a lot of lives changed. And that's where we're at with the network. That's what we're doing. And yeah, I've only got about 5 spaces left for next year. So people need to contact me. And if they don't know how to contact me, they can contact Jenny.
Yes, they can contact anyone who cannot get a hold of Sharon. Can always reach out to me and I will be happy to facilitate the connection. Sharon, before we wrap, because we've just run out of time, could you leave the links where they can reach you?
I will do, yes. I will leave my LinkedIn links. They can find me on Facebook under The Life Change Expert. The website is called totallifechangeexpert.com. And from the middle of the week, you will have nwninternational.com, which is the New Way Networking website. So pretty much everything will be up and running during the week. And yeah, it's just going to be an amazing roller coaster of a ride, which I am thoroughly looking forward to.
Thank you so much, Sharon. I am so happy that I can introduce this resource to my viewers. So anyone watching this show who is feeling stuck can contact you and hopefully, you know, incorporate and make the changes they want in their lives to accomplish their goals. And all the other great stuff you're doing, I feel grateful to share it with my viewers. And I thank you for putting all the energy you are, along with your team, to make the world a better place. We're learning a lot from COVID, and thanks. If it weren't for COVID, I may not have connected with you. So see, out of bad can come a lot of good. And people see only the bad, but I see a lot of the good. So thank you. Thank you for the value you're adding to the world. And continue to stay COVID-free.
Thank you very much.
And I thank you for watching Conversations with Jennylyn. I try my best to bring conversations that are hopefully bringing and providing tools to help you live a better life. So thank you for watching me. When a conversation is all you need to be inspired, and this was definitely inspirational. And I will see you next time.
Broadcasting from Silicon Valley, California, this is Conversations with Jennylyn.